Welcome to another edition of ATL Prime Sports. I'm, of course, Jurjevich, and joining me is my fabulous producer, Wayne Ridenauer, in wonderful Memphis, Tennessee. You can find us all at ATL Prime Sports on Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, Apple, and, of course, Spotify. Our personal Twitters, X's, whatever you want to call it, at JJ Get You One for myself, at RWY Jr. for Wayne, at Corder Todd for TC Todd Corder, who is out with family this evening, and at LG for Real Though with Larry Gardner, who is also out celebrating his anniversary with his lovely wife. Happy anniversary to Larry and his wife. And we'll kick this show off, guys. I'm doing well, Wayne. The final golf major of the season tees off Thursday morning at Royal Troon in Troon, Scotland, at Royal Troon Golf Course, Plus 500, Scotty Scheffler. Pinch me if you've heard that before. He's the favorite. Roy McIlroy comes in at plus 800 as the second favorite. And way down in the middle of the pack there, U.S. Open winner Bryson DeChambeau is 16-1 to win it. So I'm excited about the final major of the year. That's why I'm doing well. Wayne, how are you?
Man, I'm telling you, if it gets any hotter here in Memphis, I don't know what I'm going to do. I've already started adjusting all my yard work to early in the morning, but I still have to take my shirt off halfway through because it's ridiculous how wet and drenched it gets. The humidity's crazy.
Yeah, it's been nuts. Well, folks, thanks for sticking with us. I've had some family issues. Wayne's had some renovations. We're going to try and get this thing back to a weekly process. And without further ado, we'll kick this thing off. What's on tap? Nathan Lewis from Sports Mix with Nathan Lewis. Excuse me if I can talk. He joins the show. We'll go around the horn in Major League Baseball after that, and we'll give one bold prediction for this upcoming college football season. And without further ado, journalist and host of Sports Mix with Nathan Lewis. Nathan Lewis joins ATL Prime Sports. Nathan, glad to have you on. And how are you this evening, man?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good, guys. How about you guys?
Well, I'm hanging in there trying to stay cool.
Yeah, hanging in there as well, man. Just chatting some sports and watching the world turn around, I guess, in the last couple of days here. But Nathan, let's start off, man, with we'll start off with college football. Why not? It's the new NCAA college football 25 was released earlier this week. Been 11 years since the college football game was released, and with that coming out, we're kind of having a bold prediction. So give me your bold prediction for the upcoming college football season. SEC Media Days is underway in Dallas. Give me a bold prediction, man. Something that's I don't want to give mine away for our listeners later, but I have a pretty shocking SEC championship matchup. No divisions this year, straight up best two teams. Give me something to look out for, man. A bold prediction or something you're looking forward to. 12-team playoff. Give me a bold prediction. Who's going to make it? Something like that.
I'll keep it simple. The SEC will not win the national championship for a second straight year.
Very possible.
Explain. Elaborate.
Oh, well, you got the Big Ten. It's basically become the Big 260 at this point.
18 teams now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the ACC. They're still as strong as they've ever been, although it's looking more and more like business is going to affect them too. But Florida State, I like where they're going. They're getting stronger. You got teams like, North Carolina, I would consider them a factor, but like I said, Florida State, Maryland, teams of that nature in the ACC, I could see them being right. Clemson, also.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
For me.
Maryland no longer in the ACC. In the Big Ten, I know what you meant, though. Clemson, Florida State's going to be your usual suspects. I tell you what, man, it's wide open in the ACC for me this year. I think Georgia Tech, with the way they ended their season, they may be able to make a run. Remember, no divisions anywhere in college football minus the Sun Belt Conference. So, you get hot. Maybe you get one of these teams, loses a couple games. Not saying Georgia Tech's going to make the ACC title game, But I'm just saying I think they'll be much improved, and the ACC is going to be pretty wide open. Southern Methodist, Stanford, Cal, they're all coming in. It's going to be real fun to see that ACC open up and see who emerges. I'm kind of with you. The SEC is going to have a tough road. Oklahoma, Texas coming in, so I feel you there. I kind of like that bold prediction. Let's move forward. Last night, Major League Baseball's All-Star game. Not a lot of people like the uniforms, Nathan. What did you think about the uniforms and the game itself?
Game was pretty competitive. The National League looked like they had it for a moment towards the later innings before, the American League, as usual, rallies, ties, takes the lead, and then some guy that we never heard of ends up being MVP, like last night. Jared Duran of the Red Sox,
yeah,
the young guy, center fielder.
Yeah.
I think he went 1 for 2 with a home run and 2 RBIs.
Go ahead, 2-run homer. Shohei Ohtani with the 3-run shot. Marcell Ozuna went 0 for 1. Chris Sale didn't pitch. Max Fried looked pretty good. Didn't quite look at Ronaldo Lopez's outing. Can't remember if he went out. I was in and out of the game. I tried to check out the Home Run Derby, the new format, Nathan. Interesting, but still too long. Way too long. I was listening to 680 The Fan, and they said half the players on the field left by the end of the event. You kind of want the atmosphere there. You want it. I think what they should do is go back to the 10 outs, but kind of do this pitch thing like they had the 40 pitches this year. I like that. Your thoughts on the Home Run Derby and how they could speed it up?
It looks like they lost their luster. Too many chances. It's almost like the dunk contest. I mean, you get like 12, 13, 15, 20 chances getting the ball, and it's just almost like that was extra chances are taking the excitement out.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And the young lady who's saying that didn't help it.
Yeah, I think so too. I kind of like the old school. I wish they wouldn't do 8 guys. I think they should do like 4 to 6 guys and just kind of boom, and then get 2 guys down to 2 guys, and then boom, just 2 rounds. Just get it done with. So yeah, interesting home run format. Teoscar Hernandez of the Dodgers won the thing. Very interesting the way he won it over Bobby Witt Jr. So I've kind of the last couple of years they've kind of toned it down on the home run derby. It just hasn't been as fun to watch anymore. I mean, you can only see after about 50 or 60 home run balls, you're like, all right, what's next? So yeah, good reaction there. Wayne, you got any questions for Nate?
No, I understand the thing about that home run derby being too long, though, and part of me thinks that they need to take some kind of page out of the way the NBA does their All-Star week, with their 3-point shooting and then the dunk contest and all that, because that seems pretty exciting.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, in Japan, guys, and I'll get your thoughts on this real quick, for their All-Star week, they have a bunt competition because they actually sacrifice bunts. I wouldn't mind the placement. It's actually fun to watch.
I wouldn't mind a placement competition. Put some targets out there and see how many of these guys can place the ball.
Exactly. Use all the fields. I think that'd be much more fun, kind of a skills competition. I do like the skills competition in the NBA All-Star Week. That is pretty cool. The passing, the agility, then, of course, the 3-point and the dunk contest. I think we all agree the dunk contest is kind of getting played out. But the skills competitions are really fun, and the 3-point contests are really fun to watch as well. So we'll move forward, guys. You're listening to Nathan Lewis right here on ATL Prime Sports. You can catch Nathan on X at Sports Mix Nathan. And again, Nathan is the host of Sports Mix with Nathan Lewis. We'll go back to college football. Like I said, kind of having fun with this thing, man. Just going all around. I'm wearing the Dogs jersey. You said no SEC team in the championship. Where do you see the Dogs finishing this year?
Well, Texas is coming. Oklahoma's coming. And a very offensive-minded, very skilled offensive-minded coach in Steve Sarkisian.
Yeah, very much so.
And Kirby is known a little more for that defense. That clash is going to eventually happen. Who's going to be the best strategist? who's going to have the most killers, I would give that edge to Georgia just based on what they've done the past few years. But it's like Sarkisian, the man went into Nick Saban's house and took him down first game.
Yeah. But
and
you
they
know what?
for a while before they lost Oklahoma. And they could have played national championship.
And this year we can go back to doing the horns down, which I'm sure is going to eliminate any chance of Texas scoring any touchdowns the entire year.
They're probably saying that in Sanford Stadium.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. All right, we talked about it off air. Let's get it on air. Hawks first pick, Zachary Richeche, having a pretty good summer so far. I told you I'm indifferent on the pick overall. I'm a time will tell guy. I always am before I judge a draft pick. But I will say he's had a pretty good summer, and it looks like the pro ball is doing him. The pro ball he's played overseas is doing well. Your thoughts on his summer thus far?
I'm like kind of lukewarm on the kid. Summer ball, whether it's summer league or when he gets out on the court, when the games actually count in a few months, I just felt like the Hawks just simply went for the same type of guy they've seen other teams get. They didn't really bring a guy in that sets them apart. They didn't bring a player in that sets their team apart. He's like the same type of player, same type of build, same type of skill set of guys that's already on the team and already on other teams. To me, they just simply got their Victor Wembanyama, just less talented. To me.
Interesting. Well, let's go to the Atlanta Braves. A little over 8 games out of first place behind the Phillies. 1 is a division race over, and 2, who do you think the Braves acquire at the trade deadline, my friend? If they even make a move, maybe they just sit with their hands tied.
Yeah, that's just it. I can see them doing that. I can just see them sitting and just letting the trade deadline pass. Because if you've seen them, like I've seen them, they're doing pretty good. I mean, Azuna gone, Chris II, he's gone, all gone for the year with injuries. And they're not bad. I mean, there's 11 games over 500. They're second in the National League. It looks like Philly's going to hold on to that number 1 spot in the National League the rest of the year. But even with that, the way they play, they get timely hits. They've still got that great outfield defense. They still got some pitchers that can get you out. Overall, as a team, I can see them getting into the playoffs and making a run. Now, I'm not saying they're winning the World Series, but I'm saying with the way they play in the biggest spots and the biggest moments, they really impressed me against the Diamondbacks about a week or 2 ago and the way they played in that series. That's why I feel the Braves are going to be just fine. I don't think they really have to make a move. This team can make a run as is, even with 2 of their biggest stars out, with the way they can just generate offense from the 6th inning on. Just my opinion.
You know, I tend to agree with you. You got 3 frontline starters. The Braves have Ian Anderson making a comeback, hopefully, they think. Hopefully. You have Michael Harris, who's going to come back. You mentioned Acuna. Ozuna's having a all-star season. And Matt Olson's bound to start hitting. Austin Riley's bound to start hitting. And if Michael Harris comes back healthy, we all know what he can do. Adam Duvall, same way. And I tell you what, Jared Kelenick's really held it down in left field. So I would not be surprised if they sit on their hands. I think they'll make a move, and I'll tell our listeners who they pick up, who I think they pick up later on in the show. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting down the stretch. And I'll move into our final topic. Before that, folks, I do want to reset here. You're listening to Nathan Lewis from Sports Mix with Nathan Lewis. You can find him on Twitter or X, however you describe it, at Sports Mix Nathan. Nathan, Falcons about to start training camp. Give me wins, losses over. Go 9.5. Do they get that 10-win mark or not?
Yes, they will.
10-7
They're
or better than 10? I'm thinking.
I'll say over.
I'm thinking like 10-7, 11-6.
Yeah, that's what I say. 11-6. 11-6.
So we both.
I only say this because I'm going over. Yes, 11-6. They improved at the quarterback position, which is where they really needed to improve the most. That's where they needed to take a step up. They did. Now, yeah, Kirk Cousins. No, he's not. Mahomes. He's not, like Matt Stafford, anybody like that. But he's still pretty good.
Good quarterback.
Yeah, he's an upgrade over every quarterback in that division.
Absolutely.
Falcons practically improved and made themselves the better team by default because everybody else is worse. Saints, Panthers,
Yeah.
Buccaneers, and Mayfield, they may be okay, but I don't think they're going to be really that great. Like I said, Falcons, they really improved themselves at the quarterback position. They need to tweak their defense. They really, really do. And I think they can because Grady Jarrett alone is not going to be enough.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they tweaked that. The quarterback position is okay. And I don't see a quarterback controversy going on despite, Michael Penix Jr. being there and what he did in college and all. Yeah, it's going to be fine. Kirk Cousins is going to do his thing. He'll be the quarterback the whole season. They'll win. Plus, they have a defensive-minded coach, and Raheem Morris. He's going to make sure the defense gets shored up. So, Falcons, I say 11-6. They'll be the best team in the South. They win the division. They go to the playoffs, and then playoffs. Who knows what can happen?
Who knows what happens? Yeah, hosting that home playoff game to me is the deal breaker right now. Falcons fans, we haven't won anything in 6, 7 years. I think it's 6 years. 6 years, whatever it is. Haven't had a lot of winning since Matt Ryan left. Didn't have a lot of winning at the end of Matt Ryan's career, so it's time to turn the page and host a playoff game, as the Bucs did last year. And I think the Falcons could be the Bucs this fall and win the division with just better quarterback play, as you said. I love the addition of Michael Penix Jr. At first I was hesitant, but like you said, future, you got your guy. You never know if you'll never be able to pick this high again, according to Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot. So I like it. I'm optimistic moving into the season. We'll see what happens. Pretty tough schedule for the Dirty Birds this year, though. Nathan, thanks for joining us, man. We appreciate it. Tell our listeners how they can catch your podcast, Sports Mix with Nathan Lewis.
Okay, yes, you can check out Sports Mix with Nathan Lewis on Mondays, 7 a.m. Just download podbean.com to your phone or your laptop, or you can just listen on Spotify or wherever podcasts are played.
Yeah.
You can follow me on, as you mentioned, yes, you can follow me on Twitter at Sports Mix Nathan. I'm also on Facebook, Sports Mix Nathan. Sports Mix with Nathan Lewis. It's my show Facebook page. So, a lot of places to find.
I'm going to have those links down in the description of the YouTube video as well, so people can just go straight to it.
Oh, great.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right. But yeah, man, Nathan, that's how we do it around here, man. Friend of the show. Again, Nathan Lewis with Sports Mix with Nathan Lewis. Thanks for joining us, man. Have yourself a great week.
Oh, yes. Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot.
All right.
You guys have a great night.
You as well.
Appreciate it. Let's move on, Wayne. Let's talk a little Major League Baseball. Wearing our gear. Got the Texas Rangers hat there. Got my Braves hat over the corner for all you YouTubers. First half of the season is over, and pennant races will be heating up the rest of the season. Let's go around the horn with several Major League Baseball topics. Wayne, let's get our opinions on it. MLB All-Star Game, yay or nay? And the uniforms.
Well, I didn't care much for the uniforms. I either want them to have the jersey of the team that they're representing or the hat, and then make everything else the same as far as American or National League, because I like being able to look out there and instantly be able to tell how many players from what team are out there.
Yeah, I like the game itself. I've kind of the jerseys have gotten too loud. I mean, just way too loud. Too much on it. Too much going on. I think if it was a simple, you had the National League logo and then like a Braves patch, where the Braves would put their Quikrete logos, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But stuff like that, I think subtle logos are nice. Maybe a National League logo with the maybe a National League logo here with the home uniforms or away uniforms. So, look, I'll be honest with you. I love the game, the Midsummer Classics, the best in all of sports. All of sports. Major League Baseball does a wonderful job with their All-Star Game. But those uniforms are getting atrocious. They're getting to be too City Connect-like and too much this and that, too much just too much. It's a baseball game. Let's play the game. Let's have fun. The uniforms don't have to be that loud. They don't have to be impressive. Just Again, maybe a National League patch here. Everybody wears a white jersey with their team name across the chest, or National League here, Braves logo here, Rays logo, Orioles logo here, whatever it is, just something that everybody can say, hey, because I could barely read those uniforms last night.
It was a little bit difficult, especially with that tan one.
So, and then they put up all the graphics. It was a mess. Good, great game, fun game to watch, but I hate the uniform. Wayne, is Paul Skeens the best pitcher in Major League Baseball right now?
I guess you could say that, but I'd have to go in there and really start digging into analyzing it, because I like to look at some of these guys' cycles of play. What kind of peaks and valleys they have, just to try to see what they're doing or what they might do in the future. But I guess right now you could say yes.
Yeah, you said it perfectly. The key word's right now, and I do think right now this rookie is the best pitcher in Major League Baseball. The first pick in the 2023 draft is on a tear, guys. Called up May 11th. He's made 11 starts, 11-11 there. In those starts, he has not lost a decision. He has 2 games, not 1, but 2, in which he didn't allow a hit and was taken out of the ball game, so he doesn't have a no-hitter under his belt. Don't know if that's going to come this year or not. If he gets another opportunity and they're in the playoff race, maybe they let him finish it out. We will see. The Pirates, that is. But yeah, allowed 2 games where he didn't have a hit. ERA 190, striking out 35. 35% of all the batters he faced, Wayne. 35% strikeout. The guy is warming up with water on his back, both sides, looking like he pitched from both sides of the mound in the bullpen there. Got this like 100-pound. Have you seen that? It's like 100-pound water tank or 50-pound water tank, whatever the hell it is. And he's just going through the motions, just whipping it. If I did that in my back, I wouldn't be on this show for 2 months. This guy's athletic as all get out, and he's got a great-looking girlfriend who goes to LSU, the gymnast. I'm slipping on her name. I think his last name's Dunn. But, wow, she supported him at the All-Star game, and boy, they are like a power couple already. But, yeah, I think this guy is the best in baseball right now. Look, he started the All-Star game as a rookie. Pretty impressive. I think he's the best in the business right now. And I'll say one thing to end it. Only because Spencer Strider's not pitching right now.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only guy I think that has a chance to come back and do something as impressive as Paul Skeens has come out, because it's unprecedented. I have never seen anything like this. It's like the guy can't be touched for 4, 5, 6 innings there. So it's pretty impressive, to say the least. Who will the Braves trade? Who will the Braves target at the trade deadline? They need an outfielder, Wayne. They need one. And Oakland's Brent Rooker is raking 21 home runs in the first half of the season, an OPS of 941, 942, something like that. Many are saying the trade to acquire Rooker would cost the Braves a lot. You'd probably have to give up Waldrop and 2 other top prospects, both pitching prospects. But Rooker would come with 3 years of control. So that's one guy. Another guy, I've mentioned this before, I've screamed at the top of the high heavens. I think if Tommy Pham came over here from a terrible White Sox team where he had some protection in the lineup, I think he could increase his 264 average to about 284. Those 4 home runs, maybe he gets to 12, 13, and then he gets the RBIs up to over 30 or 40. And what do we got? 60 some odd games left, maybe right at 70. So I think Tommy Pham, Brent Rooker, 2 American League guys on struggling teams, could be the target at the deadline. But like Nathan said, it wouldn't surprise me if Alex Anthopoulos is going, if I can just get Michael Harris back, and if I can just get Ian Anderson back, that might be enough. That might be enough. Nathan said it. All you need is 2 or 3 or 4 frontline starters, and the Braves got that. They got Lopez, they got Freed, and they got Chris Sale, who is an absolute mastermind this year, leading Major League Baseball in wins. So who knows? Maybe the Alex Anthopoulos is just praying he gets a little healthier into the trade deadline. Wayne, any thoughts on the trade deadline for your Rangers or the Braves?
Well, sometimes I think they people who are looking to fill positions like Atlanta, I think they look at teams that are on the cusp of the wild card, making the wild card, because then you get a quality player. Whereas if you try to pick somebody from the basement of somewhere, you may be getting somebody that's in kind of a funk.
Yeah, the Braves have been really good at getting guys who are in funks and getting them hot. They did reacquire, all right, I really should say just re-sign Eddie Rosario recently. So again, maybe they're thinking this guy can turn back the guy. And he's already started hitting well. And Eddie loves it here. Everybody chants his name, Eddie, from the 21 LCS MVP. So maybe they do just sit on their hands and say, you know what, I think this pitching thing is pretty good. I think we can get hot and play that first week and do what the Phillies did to the Braves last year.
Yeah, it's possible.
It's possible. Last Major League Baseball topic of the evening. Which teams outside of the playoffs right now will make a run for October? Wayne, your Royals are right there. You picked them.
Well, I'm sticking
right
with.
There. Are you sticking with your Royals?
I'm sticking with Royals. You just want me to name everybody I'm sticking with? Because the only team right now that really doesn't need my fan help is Baltimore. But the rest of my teams, Texas, San Francisco, Kansas City, St. Louis, any of those really could make a run.
Yeah, the Kansas City Royals 2 games back. Houston 3.5. The Rays just 5.5. Detroit 7. Your Rangers 7.5. Blue Jays are 9.5. That's kind of it in the American League. The Angels 12.5. Oakland 17.5, and the White Sox 27.5. They're kind of looking like outsiders right now, but it really depends what the Blue Jays do. If they acquire some talent, who knows if their guys can get hot. But I think they're going to be a seller. I think Vlad Guerrero Jr. Maybe they make a blockbuster trade with somebody trying to revamp that franchise. Your Rangers have been a surprising team, but yeah, those Royals. That's a perfect scenario.
Well, I think. As far as who's got a chance, making the wild card, I think anybody really that is in single digit back. If you got anybody that's 10 or more back, I just don't think it's going to be possible.
Yeah, you're going to have to play about 700 baseball to make up 10 games in a wild card setting. 10 games in a division setting where you're second, a little bit easier. You don't have to pass any other teams like the Braves right now.
Right.
What are they? 7.5, 8.5 back. That's easier to catch the Phillies. One, you play the Phillies one more time, and 2, you got a couple extra rainout games late in the year that you could possibly make up. But yeah, I think it's all about the wild card.
Yeah.
For the Atlanta Braves.
Depending on your
go ahead.
Depending on your schedule too, I think sometimes doing well in the division is easier than trying to chase a wild card.
That's very true. It's very true. Depending because the MLB schedule now is more even than it's ever been, with everybody playing a similar schedule. So my team, it's got to be the Houston Astros. We're sticking in the American League together. You got the Royals. I'll take the team right behind them, a game and a half behind the Royals. So I'm taking the Astros. They caught up in the standings with Seattle. They're just one game back in the AL West after starting 12-24. We had done this show where we were like, are the Astros done? Is this it? Is the dynasty over? Blah, blah. 10 games back of the Mariners, and we thought they were cooked. But their pitching has gotten better. They've gotten some offense. And Hunter Brown is a key turnaround there. 2.36 ERA over his last 10 starts. Valdez, a 3.02 ERA in his last 8. And Justin Verlander just threw 25 pitches in a bullpen session using every pitch he has. So you expect JV to come back and pitch into the playoffs. Great pitcher. Been there, done that. World champion, MVP, all of it. Cy Younger. Boom, boom, boom. If he can come back and be a shell of himself, Astros are going to be good. That's my team to look out for, because you don't want to see the Astros in October. We know what it's going to happen. We just know what's going to happen. They're going to get there. So, yeah, Astros are my team. Folks, if you like the content, please subscribe at ATL Prime Sports across the board. and click that notification button so you're notified when our latest videos drop. Wayne, let's move from baseball to college football, and then we'll get into our final thoughts of the evening. Again, College Football 25 was released from EA Sports earlier this week. With that in mind, let's talk some college football and let's go bold predictions. Give me one bold prediction for this upcoming season, Wayne. A big bold prediction. It's got to be bold.
I'm going to give you 4 bold predictions.
I love it.
ACC champ, I think it's going to be Duke.
Coming out swinging.
Yeah, and Sun Belt, and as much as this sounds goofy, and maybe it's just because I'm a bit of a fanboy at this point, but I really look for Georgia State to do well in the Sun Belt. I'm going to pick Memphis to win the American, and I guess SEC, I might as well jump on into the deep end of the pool and say Auburn's going to win it.
SEC champion, yeah. Auburn, I like it. I like it. Those are 4 great bold predictions, Wayne. Great bold predictions. If your Memphis Tigers win the AAC,
yeah,
they're going to be in the college football playoff.
Absolutely.
That was one of my bold predictions, Wayne. How about that?
Yeah.
Memphis Tigers, college football playoffs. Remember, 12 teams, folks.
Yeah.
No longer 4. That's my prediction, Memphis Tigers.
All right.
Mark it. Okay? That's my bold prediction. It's a bold one. It's a real prediction. It's a bold one.
It is
now,
bold.
Here's my boldest. The boldest prediction, and I share this with a couple other media guys. Missouri will play the Dogs for the SEC championship game. They lost the SEC's leading rusher from last year, but Eli Drinkwitz goes into the transfer portal, gets not 1, but 2 experienced running backs from where? The Sun Belt Conference, Wayne, a pretty good football conference.
Yeah.
Beaten Tennessee in the past. Had some pretty big wins a couple years ago versus Nebraska. Remember? Some Sun Belt teams are coming up. James Madison, no holds barred this year.
They get the full effect.
They can go to the playoff. They can do whatever they want to. They're fully established in FBS now. But bold championship game, bold prediction, I think they'll replace Cody Schrader. Marcus Carroll comes in from Georgia State, as you just mentioned. Nate Knoll from Appalachian State via the transfer portal. Eli Drinkwitz got these guys in. So you can't replace the SEC's leading rusher, but you can't bring in 2 guys that combine for more yardage than one guy did. Use them sparingly, use them with each other, and I think that's going to help out Eli Drinkwitz and that Missouri Tiger program very quickly, early, and often.
Well, you've made a lot of people in Central Missouri happy.
Yes, and I hope this boy. I love watching Luther Burden. I think he's one of the best wide receivers in college football right now. Guy stayed at home. Coach Drinkwitz got him there. So I'm excited. But Missouri's schedule, very, very manageable. Not easy, folks, but manageable. For an SEC schedule, look, first 4 games, home, 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 home. Huh, pretty nice. Don't travel out of state for the first month of the season.
Yeah.
And then listen to those games. Versus Murray State, versus Buffalo, versus a mediocre Boston College, and the SEC opener versus very tough Vandy team.
Yeah.
Psych! So you could start out 4-0. Their 5th game, very tough. They travel to College Station, tough place to play, according to College Football 25, the toughest place to play. So week 5, you get a W in College Station. Again, going by last year's statistics, Missouri should go in there.
Yeah.
Take care of business. You'd be 6-0. That's manageable. 6-0. You're halfway through the season undefeated. Let me tell you something. They don't play LSU. They don't play Georgia. They don't play Texas. They don't play Ole Miss or Tennessee.
Yeah. But here's the thing, though, about 6-0 and 5-0 teams at the beginning of the season, if you're in the SEC, is you will always end up like Arkansas.
It's going to be tough. Look, Missouri's a really good program. They got Brady Cook back. They got a lot of returning talent. Again, they hit the transfer portal well. Their toughest 2 games at Alabama, October 26th, and at home, again, a great home schedule for these guys versus Oklahoma, newcomer in the SEC.
Yeah.
So my bold prediction, Missouri versus Georgia for the SEC championship game, Wayne.
All right. That sounds
We
good
got
to
some
me.
bowls. Yeah, sounds good to me. Look, Texas comes in, Texas, Georgia, Texas, Bama, Oklahoma, Texas. Come on, guys, let's have some fun with this SEC title game. This is the SEC. People aren't going to let Texas walk in here and horns up and horns down us. No, come on. Come on, guys. Come on, Eli Drinkwitz. I'm counting on you. I like Coach Drink. Again, I like Luther Burden. I like what they've returned. Defense played a lot better last year. Again, manageable schedule. Missouri should be fun to watch this year. The SEC's wide open. SEC Media Day is going on right now. New coaches, new teams all around. College football is just going to be hella interesting this year. Very interesting.
Make sure you get your program early and look over that before you start watching. You'll be clueless.
Yeah, it's just going to be nuts. The amount of good games this year too is crazy. Like you got like LSU and USC playing. Michigan, Washington, Michigan, Texas. I mean, he's got some sweet matchups. Georgia, Clemson, an old rivalry renewed. This is going to be a fun college football season, Wayne. Any final thoughts on college football, Major League Baseball, or the interview with Nathan?
No, I think we covered pretty much everything we had planned to. And I'm at this point, I might have forgotten what my final thought was.
Ooh, well, I'm going to go first. I'll give you a couple seconds to regroup, rethink, and I'll reset it. Guys, it's our final thought of the evening. America better get ready for the crowds for the World Cup.
Yeah.
You better get ready. If you're watching on YouTube, you're going to see a picture of the crowd damage at Hard Rock Stadium from the Copa America tournament over the last week. Escalators destroyed.
Yeah.
Fans going through the vents to try and get in. Ticket scanners let people go through with or without tickets because it got so chaotic outside the stadium. Folks, this was for Copa America. Yeah. Imagine what it will be like for the World Cup. Atlanta, Dallas, LA, all the cities that are hosting, you better get ready and you better take a look at Hard Rock Stadium and see what you have to do to accommodate for that size of crowd and the energy these crowds bring.
Well, and the frustration as well. Because I'll tell you this, I'd probably be just as angry or excited as those soccer fans are if my team only scored 2-3 points a game. And that field is so dang big. You know, if they made that field smaller, I bet you score a lot more points.
Yeah, it probably would. Probably make it a little bit more offensive related.
Yeah, that'll be my final thought. Smaller soccer field.
Smaller soccer field. I like it. Higher scoring.
Yeah.
You know, kind of do away with some of the things like hockey. Hockey tried to make it a more high scoring, and they succeeded. Yeah. Much more.
Maybe they need a 3-point shot in the soccer.
A 2-point line.
A 3-point line. We need a 3-point line. We're jacking the score
goal,
up.
2 goal, 3 go.
Yeah. And if you score after a yellow flag, you know, you come back on the field, then they give you an extra bonus point.
That's hilarious. Well, folks, that wraps up the show this evening. For Wayne in Memphis, I'm JJ Jurjevich here in Lilburn, Georgia. Happy anniversary to Larry Gardner and his wife. And Todd will hopefully be back with us next week. He's got a lot of family stuff going on. And that wraps it up. Again, if you like the show, if you like the content, give us a like, give us a subscribe at ATL Prime Sports all across the board. Hit that thumbs up button, hit that notification button, get notified when we drop our latest content. Again, guys, this is ATL Prime Sports. We'll see you next week. Get you one.